Canada is one of the most welcoming destinations for international students, despite the immigration policies that has been keeping and also creating confusion around the world lately, especially with the countries that we consider to be the G5 countries. Canada is still one of those countries that is still opening up its doorways and pathways for students. But one thing that stands out, and I think people always are always scared of, is that they always argue that Canadian tuition fees is overwhelmingly expensive. But today, friends, I'll be taking you through by offering you ideas and information about reputable universities that offers affordable tuition for international students, not just in theory, but in actual numbers. So in this video, we'll be talking about the tuition fees, the cost of living, available programs, and why so many schools are actually opening up their doorways, and also the cities that you can consider moving to. Because it's really not about moving to these countries. What also matters is what parts of these countries are you moving to. That also can affect your experience, most especially your stability when you get to these countries. So stay with me and I'll be back shortly to give you or to dive deep into this information. I'll be right back. Hey friends, welcome back to this video. My name is Nicholas Salako. If you just see my face for the very first time, and on this channel, I talk about migration. I talk about study abroad, especially when it's affordable and when it's reachable for international students. And we also talk about different things that pertains to life and human development. And on this video, I'll be talking about the Canadian universities that you can consider to help you get to where you're going to. So let's talk about what makes a Canadian school affordable. Okay, in Canada, the benchmark is that any university that you go to, and the tuition fee is below 15,000 Canadian dollars, is considered affordable. That doesn't mean that you have to only aim for 15,000 Canadian dollars. No, you can get something as low, even lowest like 5,000. But the maximum most times that you can go is 15,000, meaning that 15,000 is like the maximum most times, but you can still get schools that would require more, but very few of those, right? So in Canada, there's also lower cost of living outside Toronto and Vancouver. If you're a city person, of course, expect to pay a city money, right? So there are also possibilities in Canada for post-work study visa, meaning that after you've studied, you've gained this experience, they want you to stay back and use that experience to work and gain a Canadian experience, right? Canada also have good support services and postgraduate work permit eligibility, right? This is cheap, this is affordable, and one of the easiest way to also become a permanent resident in Canada that will lead to your further, or let me say, lifetime citizenship, right? Now, cheap doesn't mean that it is low quality. No, it means that it is hidden. It's a hidden gem, and they make it affordable for you to live and to sustain yourself while in the country. Now, in this video, I'll be breaking down the list of these affordable countries. I have them written down in front of me here. So you see me looking down, just so that I'm trying to get the actual information. Okay, so the first school on my list is the Memorial University of Newfoundland. Memorial University of Newfoundland expects to pay 11,500 Canadian dollars yearly, and it's located in St. John's. It has a low cost of living, and they have strong programs in engineering, marine studies, and business. That is Memorial University of Newfoundland. Okay, that's number one. My number two schools on my list is the University of Prince Edward Island. It's called the UPEI. University of Prince Edward Island, UPEI. The expected or the average tuition that you would expect to be expected to pay within a year is 13,000 Canadian dollars. Expect to pay as high as that, but as low also as 5,000, 6,000. Okay, it's in a quiet, small island province. I mean, and it's excellent for focus studies. It's a great place to study nursing, education, and also applied sciences. That is the University of Prince Edward Island, UPEI. The third university I want to speak about is the Brandon University in Manitoba. Brandon University in Manitoba, the tuition can go as far as 5,000 to 6,000 to the maximum of 9,000 yearly. Okay, yearly, meaning that in a semester, let's say you're paying 4,000 for the first semester and 4,000 for the second semester. I think the highest highest tuition you can pay in that area is 9,000 Canadian dollars. If you ask me, studying in the US, I think is very affordable compared to what we have in the US. Okay. Now, the University of Prince Edward Island is also located in a small and quiet island province and is excellent as well for focused studies. Okay, and it's one of the most affordable universities in the country. They are very strong in the arts and also in education and health studies. The next school I want to talk about is the University of Saskatchewan. I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly, but it's University of Saskatchewan. I'll put the name on top of my video so you go and check for it. Also, I'll drop all the necessary link in my description box. So do well to go there and check for it. Now, this University of Saskatchewan, the maximum tuition you will be looking at paying when you get admitted into this school is 13,000 Canadian dollars yearly. 13,000 Canadian dollars yearly. That's what you'll be looking at paying. Okay. This school is a big research school with strong programs in agriculture, medicine, and even engineering. It has a lower cost of living in Saskatchewan, and you would enjoy your experience there. Canada is an amazing destination for those looking at long time goals. Sometimes it's always good to have an experience yourself instead of listening to what people that have never been there are saying. Go have an experience and also work on it. Don't just say that it's expensive. Try it, and I'm sure that that will be one of the best choices you would ever make in your life. The fifth universities I want to talk about here is the University of Saint Boniface. Now, this university is basically in Manitoba and it's on the French side of the country, meaning that it's very French oriented. So let's say you are in Benin Republic, you are in Senegal, you are in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Ivory Coast, in let's say you are a kind of person that love French so much. This is a school that you want to consider. The University of Saint Boniface is called Université de Saint Boniface. The maximum tuition that is here is 9,000 to 10,500 Canadian dollars yearly, meaning that if you would be applying for your, let's say, your visa by the time you get admitted, you'll be looking at having at least 10,500, or let's say round figure, 11,500 Canadian dollars on the side. And then you look at a new, I heard there's a new policy now that if you go into Canada to study, you must have at least 17,000 or 15,000, 17,000 Canadian dollars to add up to your expected 1 year, 1 year, what's it called, 1 year tuition fees, making roughly $27,000. But mind you, before the end of your studies, I'm very sure because you'll be working while schooling, so definitely you get something doing, and from there you can build a life for yourself. Okay, don't be scared. Don't get scared that this money is expensive. It's not expensive. I always advise people to give it a shot, and then you can start sorting for fun thereafter. Now, this University of St. Boniface is located in Manitoba and is affiliated with the University of Manitoba. So I think this is an institute affiliated to the major University of Manitoba, and is an ideal place for francophone students and those who want to study in French. So let's say you are from the French part of, or the French speaking parts of Cameroon, Mali, Benin Republic. This is a school you want to go to. Now, let me give you some tips on the cost of living, okay? On campus housing is really usually cheap and simple as for newcomers. So if you're a newcomer in Canada, please consider getting on campus what's it called, accommodation first. That will be your go-to. Part-time work is also allowed up to 20 hours a week, and full-time doing great, just like the US, right? Cities like St. John, Charlestown, and Brandon are also more affordable than Toronto and Vancouver. The thing is, many people, when they get to new countries, they want to stay in the big cities. And oftentimes, staying in the big cities is also expecting big bills, right? So you pick big bills to stay in big cities. So you consider all these dynamics before you make your decisions. So if you are flexible, if you are flexible on location, you can save a lot of money while you're getting quality education. Target those cities and towns that are low, that people don't really talk about. The countrysides, the villages that people don't always talk about. Those are the areas that will give you even your PR. They give you easily because they need people to stay back. Many of these communities, they have aged population that are dying off, and they want people, young people, to come and stay around. Okay, so my final advice for you before I end this video today is that do not chase the big name schools in Canada. Do not chase the big name schools. Chase the small and quite unpopular schools. Look at your program. Look at your goals. Look at your budget. Many students thrive in smaller cities. Many students thrive in smaller cities where the rent is half the price. You are an international student, you want to look at your expenses. That is very important because you have very limited resources, right? The resources that you have is just there. It's like you are constantly on a budget. So you wouldn't want to go spend or go do something flamboyantly beyond your reach, if that makes sense. Our classes are more personal and support is stronger. So Canada is, very multi-diverse, and they are open to take in foreign people. Despite the noises in the world today, Canada is still one of the destinations that you want to consider. So if you are serious about studying in Canada, please do not wait and to let that dream of yours go by. If you do not want to bury yourself in debt, these universities are just listed are the perfect for you. But do not forget to do your own research, apply early, and keep your options open. All right, so let me quickly go through it briefly before I conclude this video. The first school I spoke about is the Memorial University of Newfoundland. The second university is University of Prince Edward Island, UPEI. The third one is Brandon University in Manitoba. The fourth one is University of Saskatchewan. And the fifth university I spoke about is University of St. Boniface. So thank you for being with me to the end of this video. I really appreciate my existing subscribers and for everybody coming by to see what new we drop. I have a lot going on this day, so also preparing for my resumption. So I've not really been dropping videos as I should. But thank you for always stopping by, for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing. Peace be with you, and I hope your study abroad journey comes alive. Again, like I always say, you have nothing to lose. Shalom.